Hello everyone, welcome to the crypto market update covering Bitcoin for Brave New Coin. I'm your host Carl, lead trader and portfolio manager at Technique Capital. Quick disclaimer, this video does not constitute financial advice and I always recommend that you do your own research and draw down your own conclusions. Before we're able to forecast Bitcoin, we need to have a quick glimpse at the Sp500 and DXY since Bitcoin remains tightly correlated with Sp500 and inversely correlated to the DXY. Let's check the Sp500 chart. First, notice I overlap two fractals. There's the purple fractal from 1970 and 1980s, which is reminiscent of the stagflation and multiple recessions at that time. And you have the blue fractal from year 2000, 2002 dot-com bubble bust and recession. Both fractal overlap converge to a final bottom around October, December 2022, right here, which is end of year. And you would roughly look at 44-47% drawdown from the all-time high. So that will be the optimal area to buy at, or the time to buy at. And that would mean if the Sp500 hits 2,800, 2,550, that's where you would want to buy it, and you would want to buy Bitcoin, give and take. And then after that, you would see there is a rally from February 2023 onward, which I think Bitcoin would also have after February or March 2023. Now comes November, December 2022, if Sp500 is actually not at this level that I overviewed, but it's slightly higher, say at 3,200 with only a 33% drawdown, then I would buy Bitcoin at whatever level it would be at during that time frame, back around December this year. Short term, Sp500 could easily chop between 3,800 support right here and the top resistance at 4,150 till August. Right? It could also start selling off in July, but I think August will be a nice case of where I would look for a sell-off. It could, of course, happen earlier. So yeah, if that happens, first of all, if we shop between that range here and here till August, I think Bitcoin will stay inside on between 24, 26Ks as support and the top resistance at 32, 34Ks till August. Now, if the lows given on the Sp500 and we go below 3,800 or 3,700, then I would think that Sp500 and BTC would head towards new lows, which means Bitcoin would go down to 22, 23Ks. All right, let's have a look at the DXY. Since my last update, nothing's really changed. I think the DXY remains very strong and it'll continue surging towards 112, 115 as seen here. And it will push into that level, I would say up until Q4 and end of this year and stop there. And Q1, Q2 2023 would start to top and sell off. Yeah, that will put that surge will put further pressure on Bitcoin till tax harvesting season, which is November, December 2022. So I think it all aligns, guys. I think we're looking at November, December 2022 for the bottom across the board on Bitcoin and equities and Sp500 or Nasdaq, and of course the top on DXY around that time. So that's it. Okay, let's look at the monthly long-term technicals on Bitcoin. So guys, I spoke about something very historical that has happened on Bitcoin in my personal YouTube channel a week and a half ago. If you missed it, then make sure to subscribe using the link in the video description below. But I'll give you a quick overview, guys. Historically, we never had a Bitcoin monthly candle like the current one of June closed below the monthly Bollinger Midband right here, while those monthly Bollinger Bands were tightly squeezing here and here. What does it mean? What does those monthly band tightening mean? Well, it means there's a big move brewing. Typically, historically, those moves have been bullish because Bitcoin always closed the monthly above that mid band on the monthly, and the bands were squeezing, and we always went up because we closed above. If you notice here and back in 2016, same thing. Now, the problem here is we close below and the bands are tightening, which tells me we could see a continuation downward below the bottom monthly Bollinger Band at 2021 Ks. So that's something very worrisome, and I don't think anybody's covering this using the Bollinger Band. So keep an eye on this and watch the video on my channel for more details. So I think personally the outcome is a continuation of the current trend downward, which would see the worst case scenario play out on Bitcoin with more pain to 12,000 or $9,000 using that, going with that purple fractal. And that would negate and void all log models developed in the last 10 years, including mine, including many others that were reviewed 2 weeks ago with you guys. And that will be because of the global macro events that Bitcoin never experienced in the past 10 years. So for the next 3 months, we could easily, in my opinion, what happens for the next 3 months? Let's go with that. Yeah. I would say we could see sideways continue here on Bitcoin, but it could also we could also look at another leg down before that. Well, we will look at sideways and then we get that next leg down, or we could look at the sell off maybe in the next week. So let's have a look. All right. The blue fractal would have a last leg down to 23, 22 Ks by end of year, if not earlier. And the purple fractal would have it much later during the year, like sometimes in October or December, and it will go much lower. So the blue fractal will stop at 22, 23 Ks in the next few months by August, but the purple fractal will go down in October to 12K and or 9K range, where we'll put a nice double bottom maybe here, or some kind of Adam and Eve setup, bull reversal. So this is something we need to look at. Honestly, I'm siding with the purple fractal because of the global macro events that we're in. I don't think we're going to see a lot of interested buyers here. We would have more sellers, but we will see. We'll give this another couple of months to be more clear. But I think the purple fractal makes more sense to me than seeing Bitcoin hold up here. If it does, then great. It will decouple, and I think you'll be able to tell, especially if the SP500 went down, nuked hard, and Bitcoin is still holding up here, not caring about it. So that would be nice to see, but there's no clue or nothing tells me that's happening yet. Okay. And also remember, we also tend to buy roughly 517 days before halving, which again is December and the tax harvesting season and yada, 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 So, and with the SP500 fractals I showed you guys, it's also pointing to that area. So why rush in now and load up like big time? Just like take a trade at a time. If you want to trade some short-term setups, fine by me, but don't load up big time unless we get to 22, 23 Ks, okay? All right, let me go to the worst outcome chart. If the global macros get worse and the recession and stagflation confirm on Bitcoin and all the, not only Bitcoin, but globally on the markets, then on Bitcoin, I would look for an 84% drawdown, which I reviewed before this chart with you guys. So that would be roughly 12K to 9Ks from the Mega Bulls all-time high, which is 69K. And the worst of all the outcome would be a 90% drawdown, which would mean 7K to 6,400 on Bitcoin, which would be right here. I mean, this is very hard to stomach this. Yeah, even here, I think that's even questionable, but you have to keep an open mind, guys. You can't just go and pretending like many others who did, oh, the bottom is here at 34K and we're going to moon and we're going to go to 100K. It's not how it works, guys. You got to look at everything, make sure everything aligns, okay? Right now, it's not looking pretty. It's not looking great. Patience is key. So just be patient and wait. All right, I'm not going to go deep in the weekly chart, guys, because my weekly looks very similar to the monthly that I overviewed here. So I'm going to skip to one weekly Fibonacci channel chart that I've shared before. And I just want to point out the top resistance has now moved from 34K to roughly 31K. here. So if we pump back up, I think it will be short-lived. Um, I think we could do it, but we're gonna go sell off down to tap the bottom, support at 21 Ks. So we'll see what SP500 does, but that's something I'm looking at here as support is if 23, 22 Ks does not hold us and my buys actually get hit, but we go to 20 Ks, we bounce back up, I might look to exit if I'm not happy with the action. So I want to see strong action from here when we hit 23, 22, or even if it goes a little lower to 21K. So we'll see what happens, but this is something I'm watching here for. All right, the daily, not much has changed short term really. Let me expand this chart a little bit. Short term, the last 2 weeks were pretty much in a tighter range or sideways than I thought. If you guys remember 2 weeks ago when I put my Bitcoin video out, I said we will be seeing a range between 24 and 26 Ks, which is this range, and 33, 34 Ks resistance. But for some reason, which is right here, some reason we're very much in a tighter range, which was 29, 600 and 28, 600 here. And we didn't go above 31, 32 Ks. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to do here. I think if you were a day trader or scalper, you probably enjoyed that action. But beside that, if you didn't have time, you're too busy, and you didn't miss out on anything really. Beside that, um, one of the trade scenario that I shared on my channel is if we remain in, there is a bear flag here, and if we remain in that bear flag, I advise to buy roughly at 28. 800, 28, 400. We got stopped. We got stopped. And we didn't have a big loss actually. But if you took that trade, I was expecting maybe a pump back up from here into the funk and hitting 33, 34K, but that failed. So we got stopped. So now it's looking really like we will sell off following the green scenario right here. That's actually my bet. Yeah, so I would think the next 3 days will be decisive. I think the green scenario will play out. We would see a sell-off down to the bottom of in the tip of the falling wedge at 23, 22 Ks, which is also the 200 weekly MA. And from there, we get a nice pump from there, maybe to 26, 27, or 28 Ks. I think it could very well fail. So anyways, I will buy here and I'll try to sell somewhere around either 26 Ks or a little bit higher. We'll see how the action develops really. Now, if I'm turned out to be wrong and we actually reverse from 26Ks, we bottom somewhere in that 26Ks range and we pump back up, I think we get stopped. It stops at 31Ks and there will be a great area to short at. I don't think it goes higher personally. I highly doubt. But if I'm wrong, and you short here, just make sure you have a tight stop loss and try to reshort at 33, 34 Ks. If it gets that will be the top of the falling wedge. But personally, I don't see anything really to do here from the middle of the range besides having my buys waiting here at 23, 22 Ks. Or if they don't get hit, then look to short 31 or 33, 34 Ks. Those are the only setups I'm seeing, guys. So, yeah, but I'm rooting for the green one and 23, 22Ks, just to be clear. So we'll see in a couple of days. Make sure you follow me on my trading, my YouTube channel, my Discord channel. I'll post an update, and we'll see where we're at within a couple of days. It'll be clearer. So every day is, I would take the short term day by day. So just be patient and look at the charts, look at the squeeze momentum every day, and cycle through those time frames like I taught many of you to do. Like squeeze momentum wise, you see here we had a daily momentum cross to bear. This call down, this actually just crossing down, we're seeing the reduced momentum from the buyers and from the bulls. You should have figured out that it's breaking down. It happened many times. Like you can look at April, see here the waning, weakening buying volume and those dark green candles that called for a sell-off, pretty much. Similar here, same thing in around mid-February, waning volume, no buyers, and we flush down. So this is happening similar to um, the previous time. So squeeze momentum is very helpful. You can add it on TradingView. It's called Squeeze Mom. So make sure you add it and learn it. If you have any questions, I'm more happy to help you guys. Just follow me on, go to Discord, and if you want to ping me there, private message me. I'm more happy to help out a little bit, answer your questions whenever I have time. But beside that, yeah, not seeing any other scenarios here. There is a resistance coming down from 5th of April from 47Ks down to 39Ks, which is pushing us down. So I think it makes sense to see the green scenario play out. But let's see what happens, folks. Really, no rush. All right, this concludes our market report, guys. Bottom line, nothing has changed since my early reports. I'm still having a hard time seeing Bitcoin get past 32, 34Ks. Certainly, there's more pain ahead. I think 31Ks will be very hard to crack unless there is something on the FOMC news or some news on June 14, 15 that reverses the bearish action. But 31Ks I think is a hard stop to the upside, and I definitely see another leg down to 23, 22Ks, which is my buy area of interest. Could be anytime now till August that this would happen, give and take. Anyways, guys, thanks. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Brave New Coin and Bitcoin Guru YouTube channel if you aren't a subscriber already. Link to my channel can be found in YouTube video description below. I provide real-time updates on my YouTube, Twitter, and Discord channel, so make sure you subscribe to all of them and check them out. Happy trading, everyone, and up until next time, trade safe.